Welcome to episode one of the Football Manager 2023 series. Now, I've got to be honest, I haven't played Football Manager for years. Growing up back in the day, I used to play all of the manager games. Started off Championship Manager, LMA Manager, Football Manager. I used to play them on my own. I used to play them with my brother. I used to play them with my friends. We used to both pick a team in like lower leagues and see who can sort of get promoted to the Premier League or who can be the most successful or avoid relegation, or we'd pick like two top teams in the Premier League and we would see who can win the league first or win the Champions League. But I will be honest, the last football manager I played was probably I would probably say 2000 football manager, probably 2010 or 11, maybe 12. That was the last time I played any manager game. I mean, I don't even know if they've been making them every year or if they had a break, football manager, or whether they have brought one out every year. But I would say like 2010 or 11 was probably the last one I played. So I saw this on the Game Pass and I haven't played it for so long, and I thought, why not try something new and let's see what the new one's saying. So we're going to start a new game, a career mode. I'm actually going to pick Fulham because that's the team that I support. I was thinking of doing a lower league, maybe like a Vanarama or a League Two, and maybe seeing if I can get them promoted. But that might be something I do at a later stage. So we'll see how this goes at the start. So I'm going to pick Fulham. Now I don't know if this is still a thing, but I used to do in the advanced setups. I remember that I used to pick a wider database. I mean, I remember ticking this because I remember that stops. It shows that a lot of the players' stats, where if they're in like a league or a nation where they're not well known, you have to scout them to get all their full stats. Where with this, it doesn't hide any of that. It just shows all the stats from the outright, which I quite like. So let's have a look. This database, advanced. Now, I used to like doing, this is what I did earlier to have a quick test of it. So, what I did was I picked South America. So, a lot of players from South America are going to obviously show up on the scouting and on the transfer market without having to scout that country. Now, you might say that takes a little bit of away from it because you can just set up a scout to go to that country and scout talent, which is probably true. But I wanted to just put this on so it means straight from the start I can search for players in these regions and countries, and obviously, hopefully, sign some more exciting prospects as some more players. So we'll do that, and then we'll start the game. Let's have a look. Now, again, obviously, I haven't played Football Manager. I had a quick look at this earlier just to see how the menu looks and how all the options are in the setup, but I haven't actually played, so there's probably going to be a lot of things that I'm out of date with and out of touch with. Obviously, when I used to play back all that time ago, it probably has come on so much since then. I would imagine that the game is a lot more advanced. You know, the tactics, the scoutings, the transfer policies, everything you probably do within the club from top to bottom is probably so different to when I used to play it. But we'll see what happens anyway. See, I did this earlier. I set up a few little basic things to make it quicker, so I didn't have to do all this. I didn't really want you all to watch me just build a character at the start. So what we'll do is we'll use this. I'll keep it as default, to be honest. Could be the right way about it, could be the wrong way, but it's something that I'm not really familiar with. Maybe people in the comments can give me some tips, or if I start a new game, I can play around with this and sort of see how it goes. Um, so let's have a look. Early appointment, eyebrows and rings. Right, so I don't want to like read everything and make it to the point where obviously you guys can see the screen, you can see what it's saying. I don't really want to go through it all, but there might be some point moments where I just sort of like skip it and just quickly get rid of it if it's something that I can want to look at later. So what have we got? I want to play attacking football, possession football, sign players under 22, develop players a youth system, avoid relegation, competitive in the FA Cup, competitive in the Carabao Cup, and top half Prem finish. Become recognised as the best of the rest. But don't want a lot, do they? Let's have a look. Develop players using youth, remain in the Prem, get better of our rivals. Well, and that's only going to happen in the cup, I guess. Be competitive against Chelsea, finish above Brentford could be a challenge. Let's see how that works out. Um, I don't know about them. I'm going to leave those for now. As I said, um, we'll do a press conference. Don't really care about intra-squad friendly because I can play some pre-seasons and just look at my squad anyway, so I'm not worried about that. And then every week we can have a meeting just to see what the staff are saying. So we'll save this. I always find at the start it's quite tedious having to go through like all of this stuff. It's a bit. Once you get through this and the season kicks on, it sort of gets quite exciting. But so let's have a look at this then. Let's have a look. Set up a tactic. So I'm guessing these are the ones that they think we can play, what we're suitable to play. So well suited to players in the squad. So what's that? Dictate play, patiently wait for openings, soak up pressure, more expensive. See, I would normally want to go for wing play, but sort of get down the wings with pace. But if they're saying, um, maybe we'll go for this one because it's not so sideways like Tiki Taka. It's a bit more, hopefully, attacking and more advanced. Have a look. Quick passing style, possession and movement, balance, shorter passing, play out defence, work ball, be more expressive, focus through the middle, underlap, take short kicks, distribute, counter, high. All right, we'll go with that. Formation, probably like a 4-2-3-1 might be good. We can always look at that at a later time anyway. Um, let's have a look. These are obviously my squad. Pick a player. Do I have to do that now? Do you know what? I'm not gonna actually. I'll pick my team now, just because it makes sense to just get everyone in, so then I can sort of look at what I'm working with and see what I need. Who have we got right back? We've already got Tete, but I might put Cedric in. Robinson. We'll put obviously Paulinho, Lukic or Harrison Reed. Tell you what, I'll put Lukic in. Um, and do you know what I might do? Can I move him? Yeah, I might do this. Although then that's going to be a bit. We don't really have wingers unless we get the fullbacks to sort of push up. Um, could. Let's have a look because there's just wing wise. Actually, I'll tell you what. We'll leave it as that. Um, we'll go. Who have we got here? We've got Mbabu as well. We'll put Willian on the right. Pereira probably through the middle. So then we got Solomon's injured, Wilson's injured. We got Dan James as well, although we'll put Dakova Reed there. Mitrovic up front. So obviously looking at the squad, it's very light. Defense isn't too bad. I mean, we've got whether they're good enough or not, we've got cover there. We've got Tete, Kazawa on loan. We've got two centre backs. Well, they're not the best, but we have two centre backs. We've got Kearney and Harrison Reed who can play defensive mid, centre mid, and attacking. We'd have to just change the formation a bit. So we could go with that as well. We've got a couple of cover. We've only got Carlos Vinicius up front, and so if the Mitrovic gets injured, we've only got one other striker. So maybe we could do with like a winger who can secondary players in it as a striker just in case. Um, so let's go anyway. So we got all of that. Club's vision, play attacking football. Yeah, we got all of that. To be fair, we can live with that. Haven't demanded anything too crazy, I don't think. So we can probably live with that. Let's have a look. Training camp's okay. Injury update. Vinicius out for 1 to 3 days. Solomon's out for 6, 7 months. Wilson's out for 3 or 4 months. So we're definitely going to need another winger because with Willian's age, let's have a look here. Scouting. Players in range. So let's see. Obviously, we haven't got much money budget. We've only got 1.2 million. So maybe we can try and get somebody on free, or maybe even try and get like a youngster. Let's have a look here. See if we can get anyone. So if we got Gareth Bale, but he's retiring. So I mean, we could get him for 6 months, but I don't really think there's much point of trying to do that. Got Pato. He could be a good shout. Obviously, he's played for some good clubs. He might want kind of demand some higher wages. But let's have a look at him. We'll scout him. We'll see what they say. Um, Graziano Pella, he's 36 now. He's a bit too old. Um, who's this? Halilovic. Let's have a look. 26, 10 caps. Mm, he's played for some okay clubs in Europe. He's got a decent pedigree. I mean, his stats are nothing crazy, but he is a free. I won't bother with him just yet. Al Mohammadi is a little bit old on the old side. See Giovanni Dos Santos as well. He's 33. I mean, his base stats are okay. Probably would do a job as like a squad rotation player. Max Cruz, again, not a bad signing. He might want a big wage. Let's see. We'll have a look at him because he has got a decent. He's got a decent goal record for most of the clubs he's played at. So he could be a good addition to bring in. Izquierdo, isn't that guy who played for Brighton a couple of years ago? So again, not bad pace, flair, long shots is okay. Determination, dribbling okay, crossing, finishing, not too bad. He can play striker and on the left, so we can have a look at him. See, he's a free agent, obviously. Um, who else have we got here? Danny Rose. I have got a couple of fullbacks who are good cover, but Rose can also play left mid. So again, free agent, he's got some good experience. We could maybe have a look at Rose. See if we got through. I don't really want to obviously look through everyone. Daniel Sturridge, 32, last played. See again, he can only play a striker. Fitness is bad. Pace is a bit. Not going to bother with him. If he had a bit more pace and he was a bit more agile, maybe a little bit more agility and stuff, we could have gone for him. Let's have a look. Zaza, I remember him. Did he play for West Ham or someone before? Yeah, he did back in the day. So let's have a look. 31, pace 14, acceleration 13, finishing, bravery, aggression. I don't think I'm going to bother with him because he's probably not really much of an upgrade on Vinicius, who's a backup for Mitrovic. So I don't really see the point there. Eder is a little bit. Daniel, let's have a look. Where can he play? He's attacking mid, left mid. Wolfsburg, Stuttgart. We'll look at him. He could be a good player to come in. Danny Drinkwater, defensive mid, centre mid. Not bad, but I have got a few spare players, backups for centre mids. I've got Harrison Reed, Tom Cairney. So I wouldn't say centre mid is my sort of priority at the moment. I would say I'm definitely looking at. Obviously, I need an attacker, someone who can either play left and right or across any of those front three positions. That's a big thing. And then I also need potentially a backup attacker, striker, someone who can play on the wings or up front. CDM and centre mid, I'm okay at, I think. Defence, if a top half centre back comes up or a good young prospect I could look at. Goalkeeper, I think I'm okay. So what we got here, 31. That's not really. Because the problem is obviously I'm not blessed with a big transfer budget, so I can't really afford to go and sort of splash out and sign players. Jordan Lukaku. Let's have a look at him anyway. Stats are not great, but worst case they're just going to say that he's not good enough. Just trying to have a look here through some players and just seeing what we got. Dale Stevens, who played for Brighton or Huddersfield or Burnley and Brighton, yeah. Again, solid centre mid. We can look at him, although we don't really need centre mids that bad. We can have a look. Jorgensen can play on the striker or left mid. Feyenoord, Copenhagen, Bayer Leverkusen. Could be a shout. We'll have a look at him. Let's have a look. Jordan Much, I remember him. Is he only 30? Did he play for Watford and stuff? Let's have a look. Yeah, Watford back in the day. I remember him back in the day watching football. That's crazy. He's only 30. I mean, I remember like 10 years ago watching him. He's obviously very young at the time, just come onto the scene. Um, Sazalai, just trying to have a look. Maybe let's go for um, let's put him in age. Oh bloody hell, 52 is. Right, let's have a look at players who are young and maybe just see if any of these have sort of potential to bring them in. We can either like play them in some cup games, give them rotation or friendlies, and then maybe even look at loaning them out. Obviously, I've got 20k wage budget as well, which is not great. I mean, next season 23 million. I could do with that now. Let's have a look. This guy, 15 finishing, dribbling, first touch, acceleration, pretty good. Um, technique, you know, 16. Can have a look at him. He could be one for the future. Amasio. I mean, obviously, a lot of these stats are not irrelevant, but obviously, due to the age, he's not the finished player yet. So obviously, the stats are not going to jump out at you. But if you can see a few good stats, at a good mark, depending on what position you're looking at, if you can get some decent stats, it obviously means that they can even improve on that. And you know, for example, if you look at this guy here, his technique's pretty good, dribbling's pretty good, acceleration, agility, pace, fitness, vision, flair's not bad. He's already got some good stats for his age. Obviously, you're looking at, you know, passing is average, finishing's average. Some of these stats, decisions, composure, they're quite low, but it's not to say that obviously you can't work on those and improve. Um, just trying to have a look really, see if we can find any sort of gems, or I don't want to look through all of this too much now because obviously I do want to like go forward a little bit with it and get to sort of some of pre-season, but I just want to try and sort of look at and see. Let's see if we can refine this then. So let's say if we want position, let's sort of say like an attacking mid left, and obviously hopefully they can um, play right. So what about if we say attacking mid right as well? And then if we go ability, let's have a look, or attributes. So let's have a look. Someone who, let's have a look with good crossing maybe. We don't really mind too much about that. Maybe if we can get someone who's what, at least, let's have a look, 13 crossing. So let's put them in age again. So these are obviously guys with pretty good crossing stats. Dribbling's okay. Just obviously going to look, and Bale's obviously retiring. Obviously getting a little bit older there. Not to say that there's any issue with bringing someone in sort of late 20s or 30, for a season or two to sort of do a job. Muniz, no. Leonardo, let's have a look. Mm, Not too bad. Let's have a look. 28. Just trying to see if anyone's sort of jumping out here. Maybe let's go crossing. Let's try passing maybe. Who we got here? Okay, so for example, like this guy, he's not played any professional games. Obviously, he's only 18, but passing's decent, technique, first touch, dribbling, aggression, flair, pace, fitness. We'll have a look at him, see what he's saying. Who else have we got here? Pedro, I think I looked at him already. I'm already scouting him, haven't I? No, I'm not going to bother with him unless I have scouted him, I'm not sure. Let's have a look. Pedro Rada. I always find as well, a lot of these like South American countries, you always find some like hidden gems. They always have a lot of hidden youngsters who really have like good technical ability. Like they're always sort of going to mature into players. Like they might not all be world class or they might not all be a success, but a lot of them you'll find when you look at a lot of their stats compared to maybe like the British youngsters, they're really they've got like a lot of technical attributes. What you'll find. All right, what we're going to do, we're going to change tact a little bit. We're going to move these. Maybe let's see if there's anyone we can get on loan. Um, Actually, I just realised something. We're not going to be able to get anyone in on loan. See, someone like Reece Nelson would be good on loan because he can play left or right wing, left or right mid, potentially up front. So he would be a good signing to bring in who can sort of cover most positions and rotate. The only problem is that I can't attempt to loan him because I think I've already got players on loan. I've sort of exceeded the um, max number of loans you can do. I'm pretty sure. Um, Make an offer, loan. Yeah, see, so I've already got two long-term loans, domestic loan players. So who have we got? Let's have a look at the squad. Who have we got then? So obviously we've got Cedric and Dan James. Um, Saying that, if I've got Dan James, maybe I forgot about him that he's actually on loan. I could probably leave him. Although maybe someone like Reece Nelson would probably be better. Dan James can play obviously left and right. I mean, very good pace, but work rate. But everything else, passing's bad. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go for a risk here. We're going to, where is it? How do we do it? There's got to be a way that you can cancel his loan, right? Terminate loan. Right, so we can't obviously terminate him. What about Cedric? So we can't terminate the loans, obviously, within 28 days. So maybe I can do that at a later date, or maybe the loan is already. I'm going to have to stick with that. So there goes that idea out the window I had anyway. I was trying to hopefully get them in. Um, let's have a look again. We're going to have to go for. See, my only issue is trying to buy players who. Trying to buy players who are sort of on a fee. I'm with 1.2 million. I'm gonna have to be looking at sort of like Championship or even League One. Like I'm not really gonna be able to get anybody who's gonna come in and maybe have potential or who's gonna challenge to sort of be a squad player and push to rotate. I think I'm quite limited with that money that I've got. Um, so what have we got here then? This is obviously value. Um, let's go down, see if we can. So let's go, how much have we got? 1.2. So we'll go transfer fee is obviously anything between from that range. Let's have a look at their value. Transfer value is at most. Let's maybe put it at 650. We'll see. We'll go up here to the top value and we'll see if there's anyone. Because obviously, potentially, I mean, these players they go up to 650, right? But potentially they are 210 starting, so you may be able to get them somewhere in the middle, like 400k. So we could potentially pick up a couple of players for cheap. Um, let's look in here, obviously, who a lot of these players are at. So who's this guy for Everton? Um, Blackburn, Colombian defender 19. Not really prioritising defence at the minute. I mean, this guy's got some okay stats. We can have a look at him. Just trying to see who else we can sort of get potentially or look at. Lewis Wall, Swansea, Goalkeeper, we're not really interested in that at the moment. Um, Brazilian, he's young, we don't fall back. What about let's have one more look at players who are expired, and does this potential? Oh, we're not going to be able to see that, are we? Because we haven't scouted any of them yet. What about if we can set that age? What about if we can have a look for players maybe between, we go 15 and maybe 30, because 30 is not a bad age. I mean, even probably 31. It's not a bad age to bring someone in who could potentially do a job. I mean, we're obviously scouting Rose, I believe. Yep. So we're already looking at Rose. Ashley, I thought that was Ashley Young then, who played for Villa. Just trying to see as well. I feel like I recognise that guy's name. This as well changes to position. Is accomplished at attacking mid. So we got here Sosa. I think I looked at him. Not going to bother with that one. Darren Mattox. Kamal Beckford. Joel Acosta. Hasselbank. Nigel Hasselbank. Let's have a look. Anyone else here? Sort of going through just some of these filters, just trying to look through to see if there's anyone here who sort of stands out. Sammy Amiobi. 1 to 3 days. Let's have a look at him. He's probably not going to be up to the standard, but Izquierdo was having a look at. Isaac Vassell, Darwin Rodriguez. Let's have a look as well. There was a player I saw earlier that I can't. I found the player. I remember. Edit. Can you search? Can you search by names? No, contract is. Tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go homegrown is. Can you do Great Britain or not? Just trying to see if I could put like. Sort of like. Yeah, there we go. Trained in. Trained at a club. Trained in nation 0 to 21. Who we got? Let's have a look up here. They're obviously a little bit. Kevin Lisby, bloody hell, he's still a guy who played for Charlton back in the day. Still playing, that's crazy. Dave Nugent, Danny Pugh, Mariappa, Jamie O'Hara's still on here. Fancy that. He's obviously retired now, though, in real life, right? I thought so. Unless they just haven't taken him out of the game. Fraser Campbell. Let's go down. Anthony Stokes. No, I don't think he's going to be up to the job of playing in the Prem. Sturridge, Tom Schwartz. Danny Rose, we're looking at Nile Ranger. Sammy Amiobi, Tom Carroll's having a look at. Is that the guy who played for Swansea or Tottenham? Swansea, yeah. So it's crazy when you see some of these players on here and you remember them from real life. Like you remember watching them back in the day and they're still playing. Sometimes you forget, like, obviously time goes so fast, but when you watch them, they're sort of like 19, 20, 21, and then you don't really see much of them. They go down to lower leagues or they move abroad. And then when you sort of have another look, you find out like that they're still playing. It's kind of crazy, like when you look at it. Let's go at this guy as well, quick. You kind of look at it and you don't realise how quick time goes, and you think that they're going to be long retired, and then when you look, they're actually still playing. It's pretty crazy. So what's this? Anyway, let's have a look. Social feed, weekly staff meeting. Yeah, we'll attend a meeting. What we got here? Tim Ream should be captain instead of because more professional in how he gets things done. We'll make him captain. William could do with an agility and balance training to help improve some minor weaknesses. Increases training workload, reduces weakness in players' game. We'll do that. Tom Kearney, some slight struggles with stamina and work rate. Increased training reduces weakness. Done. Duffy, I'd recommend his training, work on his marking, positioning. We'll have a go at that. Rodak would improve if he tried to avoid the use of his weaker foot, as his left foot is notable weaker for him than right. Will increase workload and training may not be effective. I'm not going to bother with that one. Would improve if he is encouraged to play fewer killer balls. Can start that one. Anthony Robinson, if you're encouraged to get forward whenever possible. Okay, we'll go with that because we do obviously want to play attacking, so we can sort of rather someone encourage him to get forward a bit more and actually be more attacking and overlapping. Suggest signing them. I'm not going to bother at the moment with signing new coaches. He isn't suited to handling, and someone else should take over. We'll leave that for now. We should send him on a course to learn English. I mean, to be fair, 23k. We'll send him. Rodak should do a 19 course. I mean, 9k, that's not going to hurt anyone. The way Stephen Sessignon has been developing, he looks like he could become just as key. Where's he on loan? He's on loan at Charlton at the moment. Okay. Move on. With great addition to the backroom staff. You can go for that. Jamie Clapham would be smart to hire Jamie Clapham. We can do these. I mean, they're strongly recommended. These ones that are not, I'm gonna just remind me in a week of them. Would be a good choice. Remind me in a week. Michael English would be a good choice to act as an internal physio. Cost of wages fills a gap in medical team. We'll do that then. Improving the coaching team by hiring as head performance. Need to release current staff member. Remind me in a week on the others. Downey physio. Remind me in a week. We're okay. Let's end. Done. Right, let's go. Staffing. We'll leave that for now. Let's see what else we got going on here. Homegrown players update. They're now qualified for homegrown. Code of conduct. In preparation for the new season, club captain Tim Ream has presented us with a code of conduct. Fines. Now we could. What would he say? See, I personally, I think if you miss training the first time, half a week's wages is a bit strong for me. I think maybe if somebody misses training once for their first time offence, it's obviously got to be a warning, and then if they do it again, you've got to be quite strong. So maybe we'll go with that. We'll give them a warning, and then we'll do a week, maybe the same with some of these. I think a warning is probably fair. Some people might say it's a bit soft, but I think you always give people like a chance, and then obviously if they blow it, then they're done. So we'll go with that then. We'll see. I'll check that. I wonder if any of my players are put together a report on the dynamics of the squad. A strong sense of unity between the players should have no cause for complaint. Many of those have been at the club for so much time, fairly personal. I wonder if we go to scouting players, have any of these scouts come back yet? Oh, okay. So we've got some scouting back now. Where? Oh, because these are all scouted. I don't remember scouting these players though. Um, let's have a look. So obviously D, that's not very good. Dale Stevens, what does it say about him? Would be a useful signing, and at the moment he's, see, I mean, look, he's below all of these. I've got like what 6 players above him, so probably not someone who I want to look to sign at the moment. Max Cruz B minus would be a very good signing. I mean, you look at Cruz, he's above Solomon, who's injured anyway. He's above Wilson, who's injured. He's above Reed. It's only really Willian and Pereira as wingers who's above him, and he can obviously play striker and he can play on the left and right wing, which could be a good signing. Maybe we'll make an offer for him. Regular starter, that's fine. He will be a regular starter. Well, give or take. Finalise. I can see you prefer to perform in a swift fashion. I'm happy to have sorted preliminaries. Let's get into detail. Negotiate contract is okay. So he wants 38k, which is going to be a lot. Obviously, can't afford to pay that. What's the most we can pay? 25. I'll tell you what. We'll bid 20. We'll put 25, and we'll see his appearance fee. A bit too high as well. We'll bring that down. We'll see what he says. I feel like that's probably going to be too low. Yeah, look, he wants 37,000. Obviously, our budget, we can't offer that. The most I can go up to is 25, so we'll have to walk away from that one, unfortunately, because he would have probably been a good signing, to be honest, and been a good player. Sammy Amiobi, useful. I mean, look, he's below all of these guys, so it's probably not really worthwhile doing. Let's have a look who else we've got. B minus. Let's have a look. Very good signing for the future. Um, where is he? So I mean, at the moment he's already at 7. But obviously, potentially wise, could be a very good player. We could always loan him out. So let's go in for him, whether he can get a work permit or not. I know it's a bit funny with some of the South Americans if they've not played that many caps and stuff for their country or teams for their club. So this is what he would like. Playing time. He'll be a squad player in a couple of years. I'd like to think he'd be a squad player. Um, Suggest any modifications. All right, we'll go for that. He's happy to have sorted. So let's go to contract now. Obviously, he's very young, so he should be able to get him in. 850. We'll give him a little bit more signing on fee, maybe put that up. Um, we'll go with that. What client feels are acceptable. Okay. So we'll go for him then. We'll see what they come back with. Danny Rose C. So Rose can play left wing back, and he can also play attacking mid. So left mid. So I could change formations for him. Useful signing. Again, he's below. He's below a lot of these guys. So whether or not that's worth bringing him in and using up a chunk of wages on him, probably not. Pato C. Let's have a look what Pato is saying about him. Useful signing. So again, he can play left wing, attacking mid right, and he can play through the middle. Obviously, he's not going to play out front ahead of Mitrovic, and then if Willian and Pereira are fit, he might not play that much. But to be fair, he is actually, yeah, see, again, he's not going to be much better. If you look at his stats, he's not going to be much better than Reed, although he's probably obviously had a better career and more better goal record, etc. But I don't think that's going to be one I'm going to move for. Who have we got here? These guys are quite cheap. So we got here Shane Lavery for Blackpool. I don't remember scouting him unless it just did it already. But let's have a look. So they're saying he'll be useful for the future. Again, he's not really gonna for that sort of money as well. Spending a large chunk of my transfer fee. I don't know if that's going to be a route I'm going to go down. Um, Joel Ward, Palace. Sorensen, Lincoln, 22. Very good signing for the future. Again, but I've got Polina and Lukic. I've got Reed. I've got Kearney. so I'm not really going to go with that one, as I have got a lot of players already. But let's just skip for a little bit. Alright, let's keep going, let's have a look. Must respond, what's this? We'll introduce ourselves to the squad quick. Any questions? Let's have a look here. So we've got Tim Ream, welcome, please see you in charge. What we got here? I don't want to make any promises, but let's discuss our expectations. Try to improve the quality. I'll make it clear if you want to leave. We'll go with that. Happy with that. Let's talk our targets. Don't want to get a complete relegation battle. We're good enough to avoid. I think we're good enough to avoid, and that should be our aim. Let's go with that, because I think we are good enough for that. We can stay up. We definitely can. Okay, there we go. And we'll also be given a good account in the cup. That sounds good. What we got here, exactly a sort of reaction. So let's go. I've also finalised code of conduct. I trust you all accepting the rules. Go with that. I'm unhappy with the code of conduct is more lenient than the players were expecting. Overall, I'm sure this will be a benefit, even though some of you are unsure about it. I'd have preferred full agreement, but now it's confirmed, you all know what to expect. Positive, that's a great response, thank you. Now we're all on the same page. Okay, so obviously Pellini is not very happy with the code of conduct, but that's fine. Conversation, moral, some of the players' morale, very good. Let's have a go. Right, let's go. Got a match coming up soon as well. Let's have a look at our what have we got at the moment? Schedule. So we've got St Mirren, Falkirk. Can I cancel these? I'm wondering if I can. Used to be able to. I don't know about now, but you used to be able to. There we go. Although we're going to Scotland now, I might. Maybe we're doing a little tour or something. I'll tell you what. I might cancel them and arrange some bigger friendlies. Maybe see if we can get some sort of more competitive friendlies in against some maybe European teams. So 12th of July was the next. Let's maybe go. So we've got a game on the 12th. Maybe we'll come back and we'll have a game on the 15th. Friendly match. Maybe. I'm guessing that's the money we're gonna generate for getting them in. Let's not go too ambitious. I mean, try and get someone in. It might be. Maybe go for like Ajax. Let's try and get those in. See if we can get them in for a friendly. And then also we'll arrange another one. So we got that one on the 15th. Maybe we'll go again on the 18th. Maybe we'll go again someone larger reputation teams or similar. Let's have a look who we got here. Seattle, Club Rouge. Let's go larger again. We'll go. Maybe we'll try Marseille. Try that. See if they accept it. Right, what else have we got? Training induction. Hertha Berlin cancelled and Getafe cancelled. Right, well, I think that's going to wrap it up for the first video. That's episode 1. Obviously, the start of it is starting out a brand new game, so the first couple of episodes might be a little bit tedious, where I'm obviously trying to build the squad, bring some signings in, play some friendlies, go through pre-season, get used to sort of the tactics and the layout. Obviously, not much was done in that first episode. I don't want to drag each episode on for too long. But obviously, that's just the first bit where we're just going to look at maybe bringing some players in and seeing what happens, seeing if we can upgrade the squad. Obviously, the next episode will be more going into the friendlies and then in the pre-season, maybe trying to sign a couple of players as well. And then obviously, as we go on and the Premier League starts, we should be in full flow then to be getting straight into the action. So yeah, that's it anyway. Hopefully you've enjoyed it, you enjoyed watching, and hopefully I will see you guys in the next episode. Thank you for watching.